America. My name is Senorita Cool Beans. I don't know why I said that. My name is Portland. I sing in the shower and I dance in the rain. I'm just weird, man. This is your comfort zone. This is the world. And they're all waiting to see your art. I'm allergic to boredom. It's a rare genetic disease that gets me into trouble sometimes. I know that we're never gonna talk ever again, but your art, it's really good. I don't know, when the world gets dark, I dance. Whoop, whoop.
I wish someone would create a cookbook for neurodivergence that includes the reason why we do each step and also had pictures. Why the top rack? Why low speed? Why this? Why that? Why? And what does that even look like? So this one hit me as interesting because I wanted to comment on the fact that like neurodivergent individuals, especially autistic individuals, are always asking the why behind reasoning because they've come to find that reasoning is usually for a reason that doesn't benefit them or that doesn't make sense to them. So they may seem like they're being rude or may seem like they're challenging authority or may seem like they're talking back when in reality, they're just trying to understand because they have just learned that the world doesn't work in a way that makes sense to them at all. It works in this alien, weird language that they don't get. So they have to make sure that there's kind of some competency behind the reasoning as far as they're concerned. The next time an autistic person is asking why, tell them why. And if there's not a reason why, maybe don't do it that way. Maybe there's a better way to do it. And maybe we need those autistic people to show us that there are better ways to do it. Because we need the diversity of brains and the types of different minds to help us move forward as a human civilization.
I got a goose in my coat. I got your bitch on the boat. He in his motion. She let the way I swim in the ocean.
He's literally not gay. Like, he likes to look at pictures of Harry Styles shirtless because he admires him as a man.
Yeah.
Like Jesus. He only knows all the lyrics to Toxic by Britney Spears because she's an artist and she's beautiful. Yeah. Heterosexually.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he's literally not gay. We dated for 3 weeks and I touched his bare chest. He got scared when he was gonna touch mine, but that has nothing to do with it.
We almost kissed once.
Exactly. He's not gay. He used to pull down the Ken Barbie's pants just because he wants to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Literally a doctor.
I'm not autistic. What are you talking about? I just have 100 toys in my bedroom. And they all, by total coincidence, happen to be the most special interest ass shit you've ever seen. Having hundreds of Beanie Babies doesn't mean anything about me. I don't need to analyze further why I have all of these Pokemon toys. Knuckles! Sanrio characters aren't an autistic classic. Neither are Care Bears or Among Us. I just love pushing. That's not a crime. That's not an autism crime. My Little Pony, I see you. Oh, what's that? I have more toys in my office? That's not another pushing plush. What do you mean? I certainly don't have an obsession with any particular franchise whatsoever. More Among Us and My Little Pony. Oh shit, I've got more Beanie Babies. Neopets, again, complete coincidence, not autistic at all. My partner and roommate also likes to collect things, and I don't have to think critically about that at all. He has 6 Iron Giant toys and also 5 DeLoreans.
Yo, Dad, name a woman.
You.
Probably wouldn't believe me, but that wasn't staged, okay? I told him the whole situation, the whole trending thing afterwards. And, he said I'm more of a woman than Hillary Clinton. I'm too lucky. I love my parents.
Are you okay? What's going on? Oh my god. Am I okay? Am I okay? Whoa. Why are you mad at me? Because of you and your shitty fucking planning. People in my own fucking country, they know everything. What do you mean everything? Dude, calm down. As long as they don't know that we're giving like money to politicians and all that stuff and about APAC, they don't know. They know about that. They know about that. They know about the fact that Cop City is gonna be us working together and we put it in a black neighborhood to use them as target practice, but now they're mad about that too. They know about Cop City too. Know about the fact that we are giving you $3 billion, that we're paying for your healthcare and your housing. They know they're mad. They're mad at us. They're mad at us because we aren't giving them free healthcare. Oh shit, this sounds bad. This sounds bad for you. For me? This sounds bad for me? It sounds bad for you too, because guess what? We're in the same fucking boat. They want you fucking gone, and they want me fucking gone, and they know about all the two-party crap system that doesn't even matter because we all just want money. I don't even know what to do anymore. They're all boycotting, they're all talking about it. Like it's just oh my god, what do we do? Oh my god. If it weren't for you, they would have still been blindly buying shit. We could have just give them sales and they would have just bought it and been happy. They wouldn't have been questioning everything, and now they're questioning everything because of your dumb fucking ass. Stop this now. But I can't stop it. Why would I stop it? You're just being anti-Semitic right now. I can't.
When I talk about Palestine to the people around me, I get the vibe that people are like, can you shut up? And I always think, I'll shut up when you listen. I know, this is depressing to talk about. How depressing do you think it is for the people that are there? People who have family there, friends there, people who can't talk about it because they fear for their life. Just have a little empathy, and maybe finally I'll shut up about it.
Redesigning Sanrio's racist character.
People who are enslaved in the prison system of Alabama are suing the state. It's for a system called convict leasing where they have to work at fast food restaurants for next to nothing, pennies. And this system makes the state of Alabama $450 million annually. The state of Alabama is making millions, multi-millions of dollars, while the black people who are doing the labor are making next to nothing. What does that sound like? And guess what 2 companies are involved in this case? Burger King and McDonald's, our friend that's being boycotted right now. Now, I can't seem to unsee a certain parallel. It's the parallel between the African farmers that are being recruited and sent to Israel and the use of the black people who are enslaved in Alabama in order to work for these companies that are not doing too well. It seems like when these big money-making industries that are basically enforcing capitalism go on hard times, they seem to rely on the cheap labor of black people while exploiting black bodies. I don't know, I feel like there's a parallel there. It's almost like slave labor never ended. It was just rebranded. And remember, all of our oppressions are connected. Until all of us are free, none of us are free.
If you're wondering about what your role would be in the revolution, just start where you are. Those aren't my words. Those are actually the words of the late Cicely Tyson from her book, Just As I Am. She says, she was speaking about a friend when she says, they preserved Dr. King's dream and made it international, doing so in lockstep with the Black arts movement, alongside poets and painters and singers and actors who protested not just with picket signs, but through the mastery of their crafts. They believed in the transformative power of the arts. So if you don't know what to do, paint, sing, dance, create community, farm, teach a child how to rise themselves up in these situations. Share and amplify what's going on the ground on your social media platforms. If you don't know what to do, just do what you're already freaking doing. See, too many people wonder what their role should be in revolution instead of just taking action where they are. So how are you going to take action today? That's what I got for you. Jordan occasionally over and out.
Continue discussions on colonialism in the Congo. Let's talk about the Congo rainforest. The Congo rainforest, located in Central Africa, is the world's second largest rainforest. Its history is intertwined with diverse cultures and ecosystems of the region. Historically, indigenous peoples such as the Pygmies have lived in harmony within the rainforest for thousands of years, relying on its resources for sustenance. The exploitation of the Congo rainforest has a complex history, marked by both colonial and post-colonial influences. During the late 19th and early centuries, European powers, particularly Belgium under King Leopold II, extracted vast amounts of resources from the region. Rubber was a major commodity, and the indigenous populations were subjected to brutal conditions during its extraction. The Force Publique, a military force established by Leopold, played a notorious role in enforcing rubber collection, employing violence and coercion. This period, known as the Congo Free State era, was marked by widespread abuse and a significant decline in indigenous population. After the Congo gained independence from Belgium in 1960, the rainforest continued to face exploitation. Logging became a prominent industry driven by both domestic and international demand for timber. Large-scale agriculture, including palm oil, coca plantations, also contributed to deforestation. Infrastructure projects such as road construction have further opened up the forest to exploitation. This has led to habitat destruction, loss of biodiversity, and disruptions to traditional ways of life for many indigenous communities. International awareness and environmental conservation efforts have sought to address these issues, advocating for sustainable practices and the protection of the Congo rainforest's unique ecosystem. Despite these efforts, challenges persist, and finding a balance between development and conservation remains a complex task. This conversation matters, and why I bring the Congo rainforest up is because I'd love it if people understood the exploitation for Congolese resources didn't just begin with cobalt. You probably didn't even know the Congo is home to the second largest rainforest in the world, and I think that's important to share. Well, that's all I have for you today. As always, my name is Sparrow, and I'll see you next time, friends.
I don't think I'll ever be able to comprehend how all of us grew up consuming some of the most dystopian literature and media known to man. Hunger Games, Maze Runner, Fahrenheit 451. And so many of us are shielded and blinded by the fact that these are in the fiction section. You know, just because something is filed neatly and tightly in the fiction section, you've convinced yourself that there's no glimmer of reality within those words. I hate to burst that bubble, but Suzanne Collins has literally come out saying that it was the US invasion of Iraq and the tactics used for control that inspired the Hunger Games. Suzanne Collins has literally said that the United States involvement in Iraq and Vietnam are what inspired the Hunger Games. Does that not terrify you a little bit? It baffles me to a perplexing degree that people can develop such raw emotions and empathy for these fictional characters that are put into situations that are reflective of reality. But when the arena is real life, you no longer care about anything. You're somehow not political. You just don't see the world that way. Because when Katniss volunteers as tribute, it's just protecting her sister. She's fighting for children, like she just wants to save people. But when a 6-year-old boy gets stabbed 26 times in Chicago in the United States for being Palestinian, we don't care. I think we truly need to revisit the idea that art draws from life, art imitates life. It is not the opposite. The reason this fiction is so successful is because the circumstances and the people in the stories are nothing short of nonfiction. It's real people with real emotions and real pain. They just have different names and they're in fictional settings. In the first Hunger Game movie, when President Snow is like, this secret to having control is to give them a glimmer of hope, because hope is stronger than fear. That's literally what the ceasefire feels like. That glimmer of hope that they're using to make Palestinians feel like they have some sort of chance. Like a 4-day ceasefire. Are you out of your mind? 4 days of peace is all you could possibly muster up. It's complicated whether or not people deserve to die or not. Like, when are you going to wake the fuck up and realize that hypothetically we are the districts and we have no control over what the game makers are doing? Like, buck up. Fictional media does not exist within a vacuum. That's all, like, simply.
Starbucks is scrambling to get its customers back, and it's not gonna happen, okay? Because don't let anybody tell you that boycotting and not stepping foot at any Starbucks establishment or buying anything from Starbucks is not working or helping the boycott. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. They're losing big time because look at now, they're giving free hot chocolate. No, we don't care. We don't want it. Ignore. They're flooding the emails of their past customers with all kinds of deals. All kinds of deals back to back to back to come to get them back because they lost how much? Almost $12 billion. It was 11 point something billion dollars. We are the reason why they lost billions of dollars. $11 billion to $12 billion. Guys, keep it up. Keep boycotting Starbucks. We are not gonna go over there. It's first of all, the drink is too expensive and it's not that good. Okay, according to so many people. Also, like, there's so many local establishments, local coffee shops. Go to those people. Don't go to Starbucks. And also, people are making their own coffee at home. Good for you. Learn a new skill or something. Like, don't ignore. Ignore. Too expensive and it's not that great. Ignore. Boycott.
We're autistic ADHDers. We're going to have long-term special interests, and we're going to have special interests that change every month. We're autistic ADHDers. We don't like change unless it's change we can control. We're autistic ADHDers. We need to plan every single detail, but we get frustrated and impatient if it's not done straight away. We're autistic ADHDers. We get overloaded by too much sensory input, and we need sensory input to fulfill our need for stimulation. We're autistic ADHDers. We need routine because it provides predictability and familiarity, but we don't like routine because it does not provide novelty. We're autistic ADHDers. We're gonna have a messy room, but our favourite objects will be lined up. We're autistic ADHDers. We're gonna be late, and we're gonna be upset if you're late.
So y'all remember that story about that 11-year-old boy? The one who called the police after a domestic dispute, and despite complying with the orders that the police officer had given, was still shot in the chest? Well, according to a Mississippi grand jury, no charges will be filed against that officer. So this is Adrian Murray, the 11-year-old boy who was shot in the chest after he was the one who called police for help. And he complied. He did exactly what the officer told him to do and was still shot. Adrian suffered a collapsed lung, a fractured rib, and a lacerated liver because of this shooting. There's no accountability for it? What kind of justice?
The Internet Archive isn't backing down when it comes to the right to read books that aren't surveilled, censored, or erased. In case you missed it, the nonprofit creators of the Wayback Machine are being sued by major publishers who want to shut down public libraries' only option to loan ebooks that aren't riddled with spyware or erasable whenever Mr. Investor McBillionaire Face decides that he doesn't want them to exist anymore. Actually, a lower court judge already ruled against the archive. saying that the right for News Corp or Amazon to make money was more important than the mission of public libraries, to offer knowledge and information without the fear of punishment. But the Internet Archive is filing their appeal to a higher court today. Reading an ebook shouldn't get you outed for having an abortion. Listening to an audiobook shouldn't result in your home address being sold to your abusive stalker ex. We got serious problems with data brokers in this country. And instead of standing up to them, big publishers are selling all of us out too. That's why if you support the archive, you should post about it and go to battleforlibraries.com. Sign the petitions and show that you care and show that you want them to keep fighting for the future of books. And a little side note bonus, the Internet Archive is actually being sued by the same attorney twice. That's a whole other thing. That's a whole other hashtag copyright troll post. Look for me in a black ball cap on our feed and have fun on your way to the ER when you roll your eyes so hard they get stuck.
Cop City is a huge problem. If there's ever a video that I need you guys to push, it's this one. Please boost this video. We need as many people talking about this. In case you haven't heard, the City Council in Atlanta, Georgia just approved, they sanctioned the construction of the largest militarized police training center in the country. In other words, Cop City. Cop City was first proposed during the anti-police protests in 2020. There's been constant protests happening, and the response by the government, the state government, has been horrific. Just this past January, a Cop City protester named Tehran was murdered. 26 years old, was shot over 50 times. Not only that, they arrested the organizers on terrorism charges, state-level terrorism. They raided innocent people during a music festival. They're also targeting the climate activists. The Cop City slated to be built on the largest green space in Atlanta, Wheeler Forest. And I want to be very clear and make these few points too. Israel trains the U.S. police force. And as you can see in this article, Atlanta law enforcement is trained with Israeli officers right before October 7th. I need you guys to understand that we need to make this perfectly clear. What is happening in Israel and their occupation of Palestine, they are actively trying to do here. So what they have been doing in Israel, they have been learning from them and bringing it to America. Israeli officers set the standards of how to oppress a group of people. They are actively trying to monstrously dismantle the community, the largest black community in Georgia. Want to know what else they're doing? They're building more prisons. They just solidified a $320 million contract to build a state-of-the-art prison in Georgia. They want to put everyone in prison. They are actively trying to destroy the entire community of Atlanta. And in the next 5 to 10 years, they want to have majority of the people and residents in Atlanta in prison. That's the goal. Because when you are in prison, slavery nor involuntary servitude except a punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. None of this is new, but this is the most aggressive response to one of the most densely black populated areas in America. If you want to do more and learn more about Cop City and do your part and join in the fight, visit stopcopcity.city and join the fight today. And we need to end oppression of all kinds.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are not a freak or a pervert because you have groinal responses. If you get intrusive thoughts that are scary, that you don't like, that terrify you, and then suddenly you start to feel arousal down there, it does not mean that you like your intrusive thoughts. If you're a human being with a body, sometimes your brain is going to throw thoughts at you that you don't like. And sometimes in response to these thoughts, your body's like, oh my gosh, we detect sex. Does that mean we're getting turned on? Let's get turned on. Even though you're like, no, like this is the last thing I would ever want. This is disgusting. It's just arousal non-concordance. It is your body reacting to sexual content, whether you like it or not. And I know topics like these are extra scary because who's gonna be sitting down and like investigating this or Googling this? Like, I know a lot of people internally carry this fear a lot, where they get inappropriate intrusive thoughts or groinal responses, and then they're just like, I think I'm just secretly a terrible person. No one likes doing that, so I'm here to break the ice and let you research some things. Here's some more resources. I'm also gonna put this in our groinal responses playlist so that you can learn a little bit more. And now you can go on with your day if this is something that has been secretly burdening you and you get scared. Be burdened no longer.